Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Seymour and Istola, who are going to be getting their reworks and their C90s, with Seymour finally getting his LD weapon. We're going to be going over whether or not picking up any of these two characters are worth chasing for, or if you should hold out for a future banner. Seeing as how with Seymour's kit, it is a bit unique because it is, or basically his kit now is going to be based on how much HP the enemy has. So the less HP equals more damage. And then with Istola being the great support that she is going to be getting a pretty solid rework for what she offers. So for those who decided to like BT plus her BT weapon when it first came out on global, well, you're gonna get yourself a nice upgrade. But we're gonna talk about both of these two characters in this video and whether or not you should chase for them. So as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, consider liking the video and subscribing for future Opera Omnia content. Do let me know what your plans are going to be for this upcoming banner, whether you are going to be chasing for either of the two, or if you're going to be passing up for a future banner. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we'll first start off with Seymour's rework to his skill 1, which turns into a 5-hit Magic Brave, plus an HP attack 2 times, and the same applies to his follow-up attack. His skill 2 got an additional 2 uses and turns into an 8-hit Magic Brave, plus an HP attack 2 times that deals 50% splash damage after each HP attack, and the same applies to his follow-up attack. Now with his C90, his EX ability turns into an 8-hit AoE Magic Brave, plus an AoE HP attack 3 times. Now, as long as you have his LD ability passive active, then you're going to be following up with the first follow-up, which as long as the enemy's or the target's HP is less than or equal to 80% of his max HP, then the first follow-up will turn into an 8-hit Magic Brave, plus an HP attack that deals 100% splash damage. The second follow-up attack, when the target's HP is less than or equal to 50% of its max HP, turns into a 3-hit Magic Brave, plus an HP attack 2 times. His C65 got extended to 6 turns and becomes a 4-hit Magic Brave plus an HP attack. When attacking the debuff target, it adds a 20% brave damage up, now being a total of 30%. It also adds a 30% brave damage cap up. His LD ability, Cross Cleave, dispels all enemy buffs, then deals a 5-hit AoE Magic Brave, plus an AoE HP attack 4 times that deals split HP damage and weakness damage to debuff targets by 50%. It delays all targets by 2 turns. It grants the Readying to Annihilate buff for 12 turns and inflicts the Rest in Peace debuff to all targets for 6 turns. If the target's HP is less than or equal to 80% of the max HP, it triggers the Chain Spell follow-up attack. It also inflicts a 40% attack, defense, and max Brave down to all targets for 6 turns. Now, the Readying to Annihilate buff provides the following: a 20% stolen max Brave overflow up, a 40% Brave damage up, and a 20% HP damage up. Now, while any enemy's HP is less than or equal to 50% of the max HP, it changes the buff to Ready to Annihilate, which triggers the ability extension follow-up Total Annihilation. It reverts back to Readying to Annihilate ... if no enemy HP is less than or equal to 50%. Now, the Total Annihilation attack is a 4-hit AoE Magic Brave, plus an AoE HP attack, follow-up attack, 3 times that deals split HP damage. And then with the Rest in Peace debuff, it is a stackable debuff that is based on the afflicted enemy's current HP. So 1 stack the enemy's HP, or it will be at 1 stack whenever the enemy's HP is between 100% to 80%. Then, for 2 stacks, the enemy's HP has to be between 79% to 50%, and then finally at 3 stacks, the enemy's HP has to be at 49% or below. It also has the following, and again, it is based on the stacks. It has an attack down, a brave damage resist down, and an HP damage resist down. So if the enemy's HP is below 49%, then you'll get a 40% attack down, 30% brave damage resist down, and HP damage resist down. Now we'll move on to Y'shtola. Now with a rework to his skill 1, the plus version of Stone turns into a 4-hit Earth Magic Brave plus an HP attack 2 times that now delays the target's turn by 2 turns. It also recovers Brave based on 50% of the HP damage dealt after the first HP attack. Her skill 2, Party HP heals by 40% of the max HP, grants a 40% max Brave up to herself for 9 turns and a 60% max Brave up to the party for 9 turns, and it also increases the turn rate and is instant with the Medica 2 Light. Her LD ability now increases party Brave gain to 300% of initial Brave, and then deals a 6-hit AoE Magic Brave plus an AoE HP attack 3 times that increases Brave by 50% of the HP damage dealt after each HP attack. The Science Arrow 2 gets more Brave potency and increases Brave by 50% of the HP damage dealt after the first HP attack. And for those who may not know or who have not played with Y'shtola in the past, the Science Arrow 2 replaces her Brave attack command. Now when using Afflatus Misery, it expands the initial Brave gain to the party, increases Brave gain to 400% of initial Brave, and then deals a 3-hit AoE Magic Brave plus an HP attack 5 times that increases party Brave, by 30% of the HP damage dealt after the last HP attack. And then finally, her overhead, Blood Lily, now has the following: a 50% self Brave damage up, a 30% party except for herself Brave damage up, a 20% party gained and stolen max Brave overflow up, and a 20% party HP damage up. With a C90, her EX ability now adds a self 40% Brave damage up for 4 turns, and a 20% HP damage up for 4 turns, and then with a C65, which got extended to 5 turns, increases Brave gain to 50% of max Brave, and adds a 10% party gained max Brave overflow up, and a 10% party Brave gains up. So is Seymour and or Y'shtola worth chasing for in the upcoming banner? Now I know that I have no gameplay in the background. I was not expecting Seymour's event to actually be dropping this quickly. If not, I would have recorded some gameplay. So you're just going to be staring at this while I talk about the two. So we're going to talk about Y'shtola first. Y'shtola is a very good character. So long as you have her entire kit, she will do you well as a support character, being able to battle it, being able to have a little bit of delay with her stone ability or stone plus ability, and then of course being able to heal. The party auras that she provides now with her overhead did get upgraded on some of the few party auras that she offers, but her BT is definitely was sets in stone, basically what she does as a character and being able to support her entire team. Now I know that there are plenty of other support characters, especially as of recent, who provide good auras as well, and so it really just depends if either she's like a favorite for you or if like you're really wanting to get her. Do note that the BT that is attached to this banner is Kyrian, and so I'm not entirely sure if they are going to rerun her BT weapon maybe during like the Mayfair campaign. We're not entirely sure what's going to be happening with that, since there are some of the banners, or a few banners are a part of the campaign that we don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, so we're not too sure. But she is better off having her BT weapon than to just sticking with her LD weapon, because her LD weapon, aside from her overhead, I mean basically just gives her new ways to dish out damage, and that's pretty much it. So if you do have a BT, if you do have her entire kit, you're pretty much getting yourself an upgrade. But as of right now, I think you could probably hold off on chasing for her kit until, like, let's say like a banner decides to pop up with her BT and her LD, and if you think that she's actually worth chasing for, then it would probably be best to wait until that type of banner appears. So but with Seymour for me, before he got his FR and his BT, I was mostly using him as a call ability, trying to get trying to take advantage of that debuff that he does inflict onto the enemies. But using him as a character, he has a bit of a different mechanic in a way where he gets more stronger and will be dishing out additional follow-ups the lower the HP the enemy has. So, and as you were able to see during the early parts of the video, like, he will dish out a very hefty amount of follow-up attacks. So best believe that even though his skill 1 and skill 2 may not have like the HP dumps that we are normally used to, as long as the boss starts losing HP quickly, then Seymour is going to be a very strong character to be dishing out some very hefty damage. So, but again, for me, like, I mainly use him as a call ability just to be able to take advantage of his debuff, and I mean, his debuff in general is very nice because it does have that brave damage resist down and the HP damage resist down. And yes, I do still have to meet the requirements or the HP requirements to get up to either 2 or 3 stacks. But regardless of that, like, especially where we are at currently right now with this era, it's you know, it's just basically just speeding up things or speeding up the fight with using him as a call ability. So it's really up to you if you are wanting a DPS character like himself, where you pretty much have to, or you're gonna get the most out of him the lower the enemy's HP gets. So if not, if you decide that you want to pass up on his LD weapon, then we already know that his LD weapon does get re-ran whenever his FR and his BT comes out. And of course, for those who may not have seen any of the any gameplay of how Seymour is currently in JP, he becomes a destructive monster. Like, yeah, they made him that freaking good. So and especially with his BT effect, and then his force time just, you know, just adds more on top of that. So it really just depends on what exactly you want to do. So, but other than that though, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and of course, if you guys enjoyed it, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.